All of the examples of people with strong faith in Hebrews 11 are from the Old Testament. All of these people and their stories point back to the promise that God made His people, that they, as a nation, would enter Israel, the Promised Land. Despite these people not reaching the Promised Land, they still believed that it would happen, that God would keep His promises. They had faith. The people mentioned in Hebrews 11 knew they might not see the end, but it would still happen. They knew that God was working it all together for the good of His children who loved Him. And that was enough. Even when they were going through the bad, the tough, the heartaches, the misery, the exhaustion, the loneliness, the physical demands, and the unknown. Faith is the firm belief that God will perform all He has promised, whether we get to see it or not. It's an eternal perspective, not a circumstantial perspective. It's a heavenly viewpoint, not an immediate temporal gain. And because Jesus came to fulfill the old covenant by His blood, our faith is perfected through Jesus, by Jesus, for Jesus. And when we step out of our entrapments and fix our eyes on Him, we are able to walk by faith, not by sight. And just as the author of Hebrews is recalling the Old Testament examples of how God came through, kept His promises, showed up, and loved His people, we need to do the same. Give thanks for what He's given you and what He's kept you from. Speak of how you've seen Him move in your life and the lives around you. Recall when you've seen Him come through in the past. Meditate on the goodness that you've experienced from Him and share it with others. It can be easy to forget how far we've come if we don't look back and acknowledge God in the midst of it. But that's what helps build our faith when the next storm comes rolling in. We're reminded that He's been with us before, and He's waiting ahead, just the same. By faith, in faith be faithful.